make sure you check out my website, analysisplayground.com, and feel free to subscribe to the email so that way you know the newsletter and updates of the channel, of the website, so that way you don't have to worry about checking every day. It automatically tell you when the website is updated with new content. All you gotta do, type in your email and subscribe to the email of mine, and it'll automatically update you every time there's some new content on there. AnalysisPlayground.com. So we preparing for the NBA draft, and after I did the mock draft, the 1-2 picks are Jahlil, Okafor, or Karl Anthony Towns. Right now, I'm gonna break down with analysis. I didn't want to break it down with actual game footage because I do not cover college players. This is my first year actually covering a draft, so I don't cover college players, but there will be a rookie analysis breakdowns when they become 3 months. So the All-Star break, I'm going to start doing rookie analysis for the first half of the season, and then like I did this year, I'm going to cover them at the end of the season. So I'm only going to put out 2 rookie analysis for the All-Star mid-season and the end of the season. So we're going to see how they progress and everything. So check that out and subscribe to the channel. Right now, I am going to cover the first 2 picks that everybody acclaimed that these are the 2 best players, and we're going to go through both of their games and break down which player is better than who and who is this. These players are 2 different centers basically, just like the NBA. Dwight Howard completely different than Marc Gasol, and then you got Dwight Howard definitely different than DeMarcus Cousins. So this is that type of comparison where they both bring skill. People say Towns is the most versatile player. It's true because he's more athletic and he's more mobile than Jahlil Okafor, and he used that to his ability to shot block, and he used that to stretch out the floor. But his post game is not up to par, but it's something that's going to be fixable, and he improved his game all season. So Karl Anthony Towns is only going to get better, and he put the work in to get better each game, and he pretty much improved to the #1 pick. He went from being a top 10 pick to the #1 overall pick besides Jahlil Okafor. It's either him or him. But Karl Anthony Towns is versatile. He can post up. He can finish in the paint. He can get creative when he's finishing. He also can pass very good for a big man. He can pass out to the open shooters. He can pass off cuts, pass off drives. He's definitely versatile, and he brings a lot to the game and two-way presence. I like his game, but I also like Jahlil Okafor, who's people say he's the #1 pick. Some people saying he's #2. Some people saying #3. Depending on, there's a lot of draft boards going around. I like Jahlil Okafor, just not for the Timberwolves, because the Timberwolves don't need another post player because they already got Pekovic. If they draft Jahlil Okafor, they don't have the same type of player. There's a big post player with a big body that rebounds the ball. Karl Anthony Towns is the perfect fit for them because they can run a up-tempo offense with Ricky Rubio, Zach LaVine, Andrew Wiggins, and of course, you got Karl Anthony Towns, who's quick and mobile, can protect the paint, and also catch alley-oops and dunks, and he can stretch out the floor for Andrew Wiggins and Zach LaVine to kick out to the jump shot. And Karl Anthony Towns is also working on his three-point shot. I seen that in his workouts. He adding that to his game. It's not NBA ready yet, but if he keep working on it, he can stretch out the floor even more and become even more versatile. So I think the perfect fit for the Wolves is going to be Towns because he's just a perfect fit for the athletic abilities and the up-tempo style of the Minnesota Timberwolves. But that doesn't take away from the person we'll talk about now. Jahlil Okafor is another player that's just been pretty good, pretty solid all since he's been in high school, winning a high school championship and doing what Towns couldn't do, which was win the NCAA championship, and he won that in his first and only season in Duke. He's just been a dominant player, averaging 17 and 11 board, a lot of 9 boards. He just brings so much to the game to just scoring. His presence, just to pass, something he got to work on and improve on is his post passing. But his post game is so advanced for a center. That's the problem with the pick, is because he is so advanced as a young 19, 18, even when he was 18, even when he was in high school. His post moves are only getting better. He added more repertoire as the season went on. That's why it's hard to pass up on him, because you got an NBA-ready center that can come in right now and probably, if he gets 40 minutes, can probably come in and put 17 and 9 in an NBA game because he's going to play a lot of minutes, and he's going to be playing on a bad team. And if he goes to the Lakers, they got the floor spacing with Jordan Hill at the 4, Wesley and Jordan Clarkson and Kobe. They can all give him room to operate in the post, so that way it'd be hard to double team and trap him because you got so many shooters from mid-range to three-point shot. You can't contain him one-on-one. So he's going to beat you one-on-one, or he's going to beat you with the pass. and he can be a capable passer. He's still got to work on his passing out of the double team and passing quicker out of the double team, because when he sees it coming, he needs to get rid of the ball quick. But sometimes he holds his own, get trapped, and doesn't know what he's going to do. But I think Okafor is arguably the best player in this draft because he's just so mature and he just so patient on the offensive end. His defense, I don't think people making a big deal out of it. I think when he get to a coach that's more stern on him, like Byron Scott, how he kept working on Jordan Clarkson and making him improve, making him learn, kept adjusting them, kept telling him what to do, kept making them adjust to the game and how it's played. He will make the adjustments on the offensive end, which is adding a free throw shot. He will also add a mid-range jump shot, which he showed he's capable of having a jump shot in the post, but he also can have a jump shot off the 15-footer like they did with Jordan Hill. Made him more of a stretch forward. His jump shot became more reliable, even from 18 feet. So I think Byron Scott is the perfect coach that nail it in his head. Like, we need you to be a better defender. We need you to be better post. We need you to be a better passer, like he did to Jordan Clarkson, who improved the whole season. When he started starting, he only got better and more confident as the season went on. That's the type of coach that's perfect. Don't get D'Angelo Russell or nobody. Keep Jordan Clarkson and add Jahlil Okafor to that offense, because you got the floor spacing, you got the shooters, and you got a person that can come in and get you 20 and 10 in year 2 with the right coach. He probably can put those numbers up even quicker if Kobe and Jordan Clarkson don't take too many shots. So I like both of these picks. I arguably, if they didn't have Nikola Pekovic, I can see them going number 1. But if they trade Pekovic for another pick or whatever they do, if they decide to keep Pekovic and Gorgie Dane, the perfect pick for them would be Towns, because they don't need another point guard, because they got Ricky Rubio and Zach LaVine, and they don't need a forward, so they don't need Justice or Mario because they already got Andrew Wiggins. So the versatile, perfect fit for their philosophy will be Towns to go with Gorgie Dang or Pekovic, who's not a rim protector either. He's just more of a post scorer. So the perfect pick for number 1 will be Towns. The best player is arguably up for grabs. I think it's a tie between both of them, but I think the Lakers get the best pick out of it, getting Okafor, because, like I said, Al Jefferson became a decent defender under the right system in Charlotte, and he's still averaging a block, and it was one of the best defensive teams in the NBA last year, and Al Jefferson was anchoring. So don't think Okafor defense is terrible. His defense is terrible for where he's drafted, for like his pick, but it's going to develop as his coaches tell him where to defend and how to pick his spots, how to rotate defense, where to learn how his teammates play their defense, and he just going to feed off the coach and feed off his teammates' play styles, and his defense will come. He's a hard worker. His offensive game is elite for a 19-year-old, so you know he's putting the work in. Defensively, you just need the right philosophy and a coach to instill him in the right system to make him succeed as a defender. Like I said, with Al Jefferson, they had a number 1 team. They was a top 5 defensive team with Al Jefferson, who never been known for his defense, at the center position. But if we compare him to Al Jefferson, he can be a 20, 10, and a 1-2 block guy. He got the athletic and the reach to be a great defender. He just got the motivation and work ethic to become a great defender. He don't have the athletic ability, but all he got to use is his mental. If he can catch up mentally with the NBA game, Jahlil Okafor can start beating people with charges and protecting the rim better if he uses his brain and uses IQ instead of his athletic ability. Like I said, Marc Gasol is a better defender than DeMarcus Cousins. He's an elite defender. He won Defensive Player of the Year, but he's not as athletic as Tyson Chandler and Dwight Howard, who also won Defensive Player of the Year. It's all mental. And Jahlil Okafor, with the right coach, he can have the right installation in his mind to be a great defender. So just because people say he's a bad defender, he's 19, and he was a dominant player offensively. He didn't have to worry about the defense in college because he was only going to be one and done. When he's committed to the NBA for years, his defense will come, and his coach will keep getting on him. They're not going to keep letting him be a bad defender if it's losing them games. They're going to find the best way to win games in the NBA because you actually getting paid to work on your game and develop. So I like both of these picks. I like Towns going to Minnesota, and I like Okafor going to the Lakers because of the fits and how the teams are built and how their play styles are. I think that's the 1 and 2 pick, and I think Towns, with his versatility and what he brings to the game and his work ethic to keep developing, he should be just as good as Okafor in the future. But right now, I think Okafor is the better polished player. But for the fit for Minnesota, I'm gonna have to go with Towns going number 1 and Okafor going number 2. Comment, like, subscribe, and share. Queen Way Basketball. Now to sign out. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Also, feel free to check out my other